we're live already. Okay. Well, how you like them? Surprise. Okay. Let's get over to YouTube so I can see things the way everybody else sees things. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's not the right thing. Hello. Don't do that. Don't. No. Don't push that button. Okay. While we're waiting for it to correct itself. Look at our giant collage roll. Look at this sucker. And we are slowly whittling it down, but it's still got to come down shorter some. Look at this whole big, that's where it should be. That's where it is. And now we're here. So we're slowly whittling it back down, which is okay. That's how life rolls sometimes. So I can do this. Okay. Now let's click on the right live so that I'm playing today's live and not last time's live. There's the stuff I picked out of the magazine last night. You know, we're going to have some fun with that. We got some good stuff. I just like use that whole page. The Barbarians at High Tea. How could I not? I was never a Downton Abbey fan, but I love that picture. Then we've got some fun stuff from and then some things from this couple who appears to be on the lam. And then a Gilligan's Island thing. And apparently we also took a tea-dyed paper. So, ta-da! Hey, Carla and Ember, how you ladies doing? Welcome to the day, the night, the late night even. Hope everybody is doing well. Okie dokie. So, shall we begin? I love how this is evolving. I think we're just having a good time with it, and I think that's the key here. You know what we need? But I have no idea where it is. Glue stick. I have quite the pile on my desk. No glue stick over here. Let's just, you know what? Let's find us a new glue stick, shall we? We shall. I'm sure there's one floating around here somewhere. There's always a glue stick. Isn't there, though? Let's see. Got a couple of glue sticks right here. All right. We'll worry about the other one later when my desk isn't piled a mile high with stuff. All right. This one's getting a little dried out. So it may, in fact, be a little extra sticky. Okay. So we're just going to start over here. And let's go ahead and pull some stuff. Let's do it. I'm going to start with that because I like it. Let's use some of that book page. A little bit of this yellow paper. Get a bit of a jelly print. Part of a magazine page. Let's see. Oop, there's part of a night sky. And how about another one of these little old ads? And not that. Okay. Where's some of that? Here's some of the sprayed paper. Let's do some of that sprayed paper too. Here we go. Okay. Hey, Susan, how you doing? Hi, Betty. How are you ladies doing? Hope you are having an awesome day. Well, an end of the day, more or less, right? So we're gonna rip some edges off. You know, I can't help myself. We gotta yank some edges right off there. Let's see. Not live on my own live. All right, so now we've gone too far. Too far that way. Okay. All right. So I think we're going to start right here. Check it out. So this glue stick is actually getting very dried out. So it's kind of thick and pasty. Should be quick to use it up then, right? Not quite all the way to the bottom though. All right. There we go. You had to put your audiobook and watch later file. Amber's in the house. Welcome. And Janice. How you doing, Miss Janice? Looks like I might be buffering. Oh, the inhumanity of it all. So let's get a little bit of this in there. Right there, I think. I like it. Let's do it. Let's do it. It is hump day. It is Wednesday. So, for those of you with traditional jobs, you're halfway through your week. Friday will be on us before we know it, right? Not sure what we're doing tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is Thursday. Maybe we'll look for some more. We'll actually try and look for it instead of just cutting stuff out. Well, that'll work right there. Yeah. Yeah. I like it. Just a weird conglomeration of stuff, right? Okay. Janice is okay. What audiobook are you listening to, Susan? Tell us all the latest stories. What kind of book are you reading? Is it okay to ask, or is that too much? Is that too far? I was reading that Dean Koontz book, but I misplaced it, so I started a Discovery of Witches, which I know is a TV show or something, or they made it into a movie. I don't know what, but I think I need liquid glue for this part. A little bit wider of an area. It's getting close to time to refill my glue bottle. Okay. So this is our starting point for today. These are our first 3 images down. Is that it, or is it Who Will Help Jack Off the Horse? Those are the Reach Around series. Includes Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber that we were talking about on Friday over on Elsa's channel. It is an awesome book series full of all the nope you could ever want. They are wrong in every way something can be wrong. We had such a good time with it on Friday. Els even read an excerpt from Brenda's Beaver Needs a Barber. It was a fun stream. I haven't been in a while, so I really enjoyed it. Usually I'm in the forge with my head in some food. I finished my live and I'm like, food. I want some food. And so I go get food before I murder somebody. I think it's who will help jack off the horse. And I'm the only one in the house who could say that with a straight face. Hey, Christine, how you doing, lovely lady? Okay. So let's well, we could cut off their feet, right? Okay. There we go. We're getting there. Okay, so we're gonna take some off the bottom here. So just the very bottom. Oops. Now we're gonna need to fill part of that space. That's okay. These things happen. But we'll keep the feet for something else. You know, we could use that somewhere else in there. It's enough of a piece to fill a space somewhere, probably. Carla turned us on to Hookers and Blow Save Christmas. Nice, Janice. That's a good way to have it, to make it a little sturdier, to back it on something. Because this is going to be thin. But I'm okay with that. Because we can, you know, once we've cut it apart, we can add decoupage to it. There's all kinds of things we can do to bulk it up a little bit. I was really wanting to use paperweight papers, but this has become a conglomeration of magazine pages and I think I actually want to do this like that. Yeah. So let's do that. So we're going to use liquid glue on this one. Should probably finish gluing this down though. You think? Maybe. I forgot what I was talking about. Man, I completely lost my train of thought. And then we're going to put it on the bottom of this one. So we're going to tuck that right under there. Well, there you go. Yeah, I like it. I know, right? Hey, Carla. I know you were in here at the beginning, but I feel like saying it again. Haphazard train wreck. Well, yes, Christine, that is something to look forward to. On those train wreck days, the end is probably the best part, right? I think I inherited this one from Els, this glue stick. She's not a glue stick person for sure. It's not her jam. For her, that's not real glue. Okay, so Bohemian, we're going to have to cover up part of the word T, but that is okay. Let's I think Carla said earlier to me, it's the third Monday in a row. And I was like, ew, that's no fun, right? Nobody wants to have 3 Mondays in a row. Gross, man. Sometimes you feel like Monday lasts all week. There's some legitimacy to that. I feel like there's, that's legit. I do. Now, I am not personally having that experience, but I have been there. I went for a 1.5 mile walk, you guys, in the middle of the day. On purpose, even. I'm starting to work on my health a little more. And I figure, getting out and walking will probably help with my depression. It has in the past. Which is kind of kicking my booty right now. I'm trying not to let it affect my everyday, but it does. Oh, look at that. I left the hard edge on the bottom. Dorkenstein. Okay. Let's just tear a little bit of that off there. Yeah, I did it. I did. I walked my fat ass. And what's sad is it's been out there for 4. I found the spare key. I'm not allowed to have it on me all the time, but I took it with me and I felt better about life. I made sure it worked before I left the house. And I went out with Sandra at first, and Sandy has lymphedema, which is swelling in her legs, so she can't walk very far. But her doctor says she's gained a little bit of weight, and he's worried about her heart. So he said she needs to get out and get more active, and she needs to cut down on carbohydrates and stuff like that. So I went out with her first, and we did as far as she could walk, which was about a little over 1/2 mile. She didn't do bad. And then I walked her home because she doesn't want to go out by herself. And I don't mind at all. And then I said, I picked up my headphones, which only work for about 45 minutes. And I hauled my ass at my mosey rate down the trail. It's about a mile. It goes, down the road. But it's a dirt and gravel path instead of hard asphalt or anything. And I moseyed myself all the way around it for a total of 1.5 miles. So in lieu of her not being able to walk the full mile because she's just not there, and I don't, I need to push myself a little harder than that because I can. And so I slapped on some headphones and I just went with it. And by the end, I was actually smiling, ladies. It was weird. It was weird. So we're going to go every day and see how that goes. For the next little while. So we're going to put this little bit of the Starry Night Sky right here, and then we'll fill that spice with something else. So I was all proud of myself. I know it's only 1.5 miles, but I did it. Which means I'll be that much closer to maybe walk into the grocery store or the gas station for a cup of coffee. A drinkable cup of coffee. Yeah, let's go from the bottom up. And this is going to be plain, but it's tea dyed at least. No, let's not put tea dyed right on top of. Let's see. What do we have that has it to the bottom? Nothing in this pile. Oh, there we go. Well, that's going to leave a weird gap, so let's not do that. Let's dig in the box again. Let's find something in the box. I need to go through some stuff. And, well, there's a nice red piece. There's that. Ooh, there's that machinery. Something in the North Sea. Just some words. And There's some oranges. And what about this chessboard thing? That could be fun. Okay. This has a bottom edge. Let's put that on there. Yes, sunshine is good. No, Starbucks is not. But you know what? Gas station coffee has a bad rap, but it's actually not bad. So I'll start. And my goal is, I walked the 1.5 miles, and I'm going to be honest, and this hurts my feelings a little bit. Not to be honest, but to, a mile should only take you 20 minutes. That's about the speed for an average human being. It took me 45 minutes to walk the 1.5 miles. So, longer than it should have. But given, 4 years of largely sedentary life, and I've been really bad. It's around the holidays about just getting out and getting active. So now we need a little patchy piece. Let's put in some of this green. I think that's pretty good. And that means that because if I can get it down to the 20 minutes, that means that I could do the loop 3 times in an hour if I get, on the regular. I figure it's going to take several months before I get there. But I can map out how long it would take me to, how many miles it is to the gas station. And I don't even think it's a full mile. I think maybe it could be 1.5 miles. I had to stop 5 times. There are benches, and that's why I'm starting with the path, because there are benches, and there are no benches on the way to like the gas station for a cup of coffee. So I need to be able to walk that mile with minimal breaks. I had to sit down 5 times, not for a long time, but catch my breath, drink some water. So it was good. It was a good thing. I'm getting a little bit of buckling in this, which I don't think is necessarily a terrible thing. So I think we're going to cut this. I like to get closer to the chessboard. We'll save that piece, though. We'll still use it. So yeah, so that was my big accomplishment. Now the key is to, yeah. Got to stop at all those stop signs and crosswalks, and but it's better than punch in the face, I did it. I got out and I did it, and I'm happy about that. And then I got home, and Elsa's like, well, you didn't ask me if I wanted to go. She was in the shower when I left. But Sandy had asked her if she wanted to go earlier in the day, and she just flat out had said no. She didn't say, well, I'm getting in the shower, I think is what she said. I'm like, you can go anytime you want. For now, while it's so cold in the morning, we're going to go every day at 1. If you want to go, have your shoes on. Everybody's welcome. Whoa. Janice, I've never been able to do that. But I'm really, like, I have always been set at Mosey for my whole life. It's not like I was super active in my youth and stuff. And I wasn't fat until I got around until I had my second round of kids. Around 26, when I had Jessica slash Liam, um, I put on a lot of weight then. But I was also unhappy in my marriage, and um, so I've always been a walker. Like I've walked my whole life, but I've never been this sedentary before, and it's kind of a bummer because I feel it. I feel it in my energy levels. I feel it. So let's. I don't guess it really matters which way it goes. So, but I've been talking for months about making some changes and not making some changes. So it's about damn time, right? And then I'm gonna have to trim that a little bit. I went down below the line, but baby steps. I'm working with the baby steps kind of mentality. Wow. Hollering a lot. I never liked running, Janice. It looks people make it look so fun, but I have never enjoyed it. But just because it's not something I enjoy, I would never be like, "Ooh, you like to run." Bleh. I think that's awesome, but especially at this age, it's just not in me. But I love to walk. I've always loved. I joined a hiking club when I was in high school in Germany. I love life at a walking pace. I do. You called her BB. Yeah, well, being depressed doesn't help. At, being depressed and walking or doing things for fitness go hand in hand. Getting active and moving helps with depression, but most people who are depressed don't want to, it's a cycle. It's a thing. It's a thingy thing. Do you want to, let's cut a straight edge on that and maybe, no, I don't want to put it next to that though. That's ridiculous. Okay. That's too much together. Let's do a little bit of this jelly print. I gotta find that 5x7 jelly print. I'm itching to do some 5x7s. That's just it, Carla. And this is a sad, sad commentary on my life. But even if somebody was serial killer chasing me, it's unlikely I would run. I would be like, get it. First axe chop, get it right. Don't be doing no gut shots. I want to be out of it. The only thing I've ever run for in my whole life is after children when they're doing stuff they shouldn't be, like trying to go in the parking lot or out into the road, and to catch a bus when I was on my way to work. Now I've done 5K walks and I've done day hiking, and I feel like just shoot me now. Could you aim for the head? I don't want to linger. No lingering, please. Okay, now that I feel good about. Let's do that. But I admire that Janice could run and do that kind of stuff, because you know what? I failed gym a semester in junior high. I learned how to play the flute to avoid having to take gym. Because if you took a musical instrument, If you took orchestra, you didn't have to do gym. So in junior high, I took a class that was learning how to play a basic song on a piano and a guitar. Like half the semester was for the guitar and half of the semester was for the piano. I sucked at both, but I passed the class. And then when we got to high school, they didn't have that kind of stuff anymore. But you could, and I took it home to my mom, the permission slip. We had to buy a flute, which thankfully we had the money for, you know. My mom was like, why do you want to learn to play the flute? Because I'd never really shown any interest in learning to play a musical instrument. I'm like, so I don't have to take gym. She was, all right. I feel you on that. Then I had to hear my mom's horror gym story. She went to high school partially in Nebraska before her parents moved to California. She said, I had to play all the sports with the farm girls, you know, and my mom was 5'3". Yeah. I don't know how to swim, but I'll tell you what, I'll kill some laps on noodle. I can noodle it with the best of them. You always had a strong kick, yeah. Now, when we lived in Phoenix, one of the places or in Scottsdale, one of the places we lived had a small pool attached to it. And I weighed 200 and I probably weighed about 230, about what I do now. And I put my fat ass in a swimsuit and wrapped my towel around me and went and did leg exercises at night. Now, I would never go out if there was a ton of people at the pool. But Liam would go out with me and he would, you know, do goofy kid things. And, you know, yeah, they were big girls. Just like I had to play, you know, it was probably touch football, but I'm imagining the touch was more than and all that stuff. She did not enjoy that. And she let me know, like, you are so, I felt like it was the Europansy story because I had to play with farm girls, big, beefy farm girls. I'm like, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm wimpy like that, you know. What can I say? I don't really have any defense for that. We're going to cut a flat edge on this because I want to use this piece. I'm just feeling the oranges right now. It falls under the category of things you don't know about your parents, right? Like, she never really talked about growing up much. So it was a thing I genuinely learned about my mom. So I can never go swim laps, but when I would go out and I would swim with the noodle, and I would do twice as many laps as I thought, you know, somebody who was actually swimming would maybe do. And it was a small pool. And then I would do like leg lifts and other stuff like that, or just walking through the water. Other girls in gym class. I never liked gym. I never fit in. The sporty girls were not very nice to me. It was the only place I ever actually experienced a little bit of bullying was in a gym class. And I wasn't even fat then. I was a skinny kid then. I didn't get fat until I got pregnant. So I didn't like that. We all know I have thin skin. I've had thin skin my whole life. So I was not speaking up for myself. Um, but they should recognize that there are just some people that aren't they're not sports inclined. I was so happy when I went to high school in Germany and I realized that they had a class called Sports for Life. So they taught us, I think I've talked about it before. My class was co-ed. Yeah, because I've never been a runner, but I passed my gym class in high school, the last one I took, because the whole time that they were doing that stuff, I would walk, and he was like, "Clearly, you're not inactive. It's not that you're not." And I told him straight up, I hate sports. Like I don't want to. I don't want to have a. I got spiked in the face with a volleyball once. That was the end of volleyball for me. I don't want to be hit with a ball. I don't want to chase after something. I like to walk. So he would just put me on the oval and be like, "Well, walk for the whole class," and he passed me, and he didn't have to because I did not want to participate in any of that shit. It was the one time just being frank and honest with the teacher. I'm like, it's not that I'm inactive or I just want to sit on my ass and do nothing. I don't enjoy sports. Team sport. I could have played ping pong. But we did ping pong. The Sports for Life class is ping pong and bowling and roller skating and playing cards and yeah. See, I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to chase after little balls in golf. I don't want to chase after tennis balls. I do okay with volleyball, but like if I know it's coming right at my face, I'm gonna move out of the way. I did like archery was okay, but like when they do the jumping and stuff, like they had the pommel horse and I wasn't good at any of that stuff. Why are you torturing kids that clearly that's not their thing? Have a different kind of class where they can participate. Someplace it's not bad to have them walk around the track for, an hour while kids who are so inclined play other sports. I get that, everybody should try everything, but if it's not somebody's jam after, 86 semesters of it, offer them something else. I don't see any point in torturing children with shit they don't like, are never going to do in their lives. Like I know people who play soccer for fun. I don't want to run, but good for you. And I wasn't a bad shot actually with archery. But yeah, the Sports for Life, darts, bowling, roller skates. We did frisbee, uh, cards. There was a roller skating section. Yeah, no one ever stood near the target. Baseball is boring to me. Now, I'm not saying anybody who likes to play these things. It's valid. Whatever you like. I know people who love to play softball as adults, or soccer or football or whatever it is that they go out and do. But putting everybody in the same lump, like this is how you're going to stay in shape for the rest of your life. They had them in Ohio too. We were just playing regular, kind of, sort of competitive. I didn't mind the frisbee because it felt more friendly than having a volleyball, aimed at your head. Um, Jeremy went out a few times and played the frisbee golf courses. And he liked golf, but yeah, I don't mind roller skating. I even did rollerblading. I don't think I could do it now. I think I would hurt myself. But I don't. I like bicycling at a slow pace. I'm never going to be like one of those roadie people. But there are lots of things that you can do for physical education that isn't sports. I don't know why it all has to be sports. Or they, when I went to briefly, they had like aerobics for the girls and stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be in that either. That's just mean girls, being mean girls. Because if you didn't look good in the little get up, and I was never fat or anything, but I was not built for a leotard. That is for darn sure. Okay. Let's get a few other things out. And maybe something else. There we go. We haven't done a book page in a little while. Okay. I think we'll do that. Yep. We did that kind of stuff when I was real little, like when you're like 6, 7, 8, 9. I never wanted to be a ballerina. I think we knew somebody who did ballet though, and it was really hard on her feet. And I looked at that and I went, nopey, nope, nope. I'm not a suffering for your art kind of person, I'm a little more practical than all that. So yeah, I don't think I can have a bicycle here just because there's nowhere to put it. But that is one of the things I would like to do again because it's very low impact. You can go at your own pace. The only other reason I wouldn't do it here is there aren't really any bike paths even on the roads. That is not a thing here. So I would have to go. I don't think I could get down this because you're not supposed to ride on the sidewalks. That's a big bike no. Just trying to even that up a little bit. But I loved it. In Scottsdale, they had a lot of paths. And, an extra lane on the side of the road for cyclists. But here, people drive like maniacs. Okay, Janice. Carla. I had a bad crash at 39. I went over my handlebars. It was not cute. And it was with a guy I was dating. Trey's embarrassing, man. He turned out to be an asshole. But it didn't. I really jacked up my knee, which was, never very good because I fell on it lots when I was a kid in the snow and the ice. Yeah. I gimped around for probably 6 months after that. I'm sure I knocked something out of place, but I never did go to the doctor because I didn't have health coverage at the time. Carla. Yeah, I had the metal roller skates with the key as a kid, where you could make sparks if you really tried. I had a banana seat bike, yellow, with flowers, with daisies and stuff on it. I love that bicycle. But I fell off it a lot. I'm not the most, coordinated kid on the planet for sure. I think I want, let's see if I can find some more of that sprayed paper in here. Here we go. I see some down here. Let's get a piece of that. Maybe this purple paper. Oh, and some of this. Let's get a little bit of that stuff. Okay. I have to say, I was a little, I think I had a little bit of a stick up my ass when we started this project. Overthinking it, but I've really come to enjoy it quite a bit. She was studying to be a doctor. Oof. Yeah, that wouldn't be any fun. Like I said, I've never been terribly coordinated, but I did love to go to the roller rink in high school because that was still a thing, at least on the military bases where we lived. But then, once you're not in high school anymore, that's not really a thing adults go do unless they have kids that I'm aware of. Like I know a lot of people that go ice skating and rollerblade, stuff like that, but no. Okay. Don't like that. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's get this space filled and then what do we want to fill that with? Okay, so let's tear this up a little bit. I think we want to do it a little bit like that. Yeah. Yeah. Over here. Okay. And then we're going to fill this spot with this. Okay. There we go. Oh, that does not sound fun, Carla. Yeah. See, and that's a lifelong thing now. Yeah. You can have and that's why I was always very careful. Never got near stairs, because I'm not very coordinated. I'm just not, things you know about yourself, right? Let's tear that a little more even. That way we can do something like this. And we'll still have that piece for something else. So right about there. Okay. But then, I listen to stories from people like Mike who did, water skiing, and it all sounds fun, but his knees are trashed, And I never wanted to. I'm not into hurting myself to have fun. Granted, you can hurt yourself just walking down the street and stuff, but I guess I'm not a thrill seeker at all. You know, that's just not who I am. This has some writing in it. I had to something. I don't know what, but I did have to something because it's right on there. I'm going to use it anyway. We're going to put it all the way at the bottom at least. But wonking, if you do it right, you can do it for your whole life. If you're very lucky. Okay, let's put this little bit right there. Oh, that's not all the way down. I want to make sure everything gets stuck down. That's most of my injuries growing up. I fell. We had a house when my dad was stationed in Maryland. He was stationed at Fort Meade, and we lived on base for a while. We lived off base in this house on James Road in Glen Burnie, and it had a concrete slab porch, a little square one, maybe like 3 foot by 3 foot ish, and 3 stairs, and then a swooping sidewalk down to like 3 or 4 more stairs. And I'll tell you what, I flew off one of those stairs more than I can count, slid down the whooshy part of the sidewalk, and right off those other stairs more times than I can tell you. Luckily, I never hurt my coccyx, but I fucked up my knee a bunch of times. Which is probably why I didn't like sports, because before, we got heavy into PE, I had already did some damage to myself. I admire Janice's ability to, if being able to run a mile and all that stuff. That's awesome. My dad was in the Air Force and he was a smoker. He walked his PT. But he was also diabetic, which happened after he got in the Air Force. So he was able to keep his job. But I think that's why he was allowed to walk his PT. Because he was... But I remember when it came up time, he had to do it every so often. And he would have to go out and time himself. Because he had an office job. It wasn't really... after we weren't stationed like in Japan and the Philippines and stuff anymore, he wasn't going on planes to translate stuff. He had office jobs. Yes, definitely. Well, and what a badass. Even if she's not able to do that now, she could. Yeah, but you did it, Janice, and a lot of people don't. I think that's awesome. My dad put in 20 years and he couldn't do a mile in that time. Don't sell yourself short. It's a wonderful thing. Okay, I think think I want that for right there. I think I like that. Okay, so we're going definitely this way, over this way, and then down over here. Okay, let's see. Okay. Got some edges where we didn't get all the glue. Yeah, they will call and harass you. They really like to get, you know, yeah, and that's a lot of people. You definitely have to be able to take orders to be in the military. Probably, Janice. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Long time no see. Welcome, welcome. My dad recommended I not go in based on my personality type and my and my lack of wanting to do, you know, because we pulled out the physical things you had to be able to do, you know. And he said by the time that, I could go in, I'm looking at size wise if we're right about where we need to be. A little bit smaller, and I think we'll be good. But we're right about. Okay, so we need to try and keep it that length. Let's see if we can do it. Okay. Marching. Well, you had to be able to do so many push-ups and sit-ups, and I, to this day, have never, ever, ever done a pull-up. Happy half-price candy day. Yeah, he was honest with me, and I felt so criticized at the time, but looking back on it, it would have been a very bad match. I'm not aggressive or in your face but I don't like really regimented things, So, yeah. You don't strike me as the get along type, Janice. But, it's a good deal if you could. But by the time I would have been going in, he said the benefits weren't worth it. And for my personality, I was better off going to college and doing something else, because the benefits just weren't there anymore. Unless and he said, you could do the 4-year stint, but he just didn't think it would be. And I think he was probably right. It's things your parents say to you that are brutally true, that hurt you in the moment, but in retrospect, I should be over chocolate candy. Uh-oh, what happened, Chris? Are you talking about the collage roll? I'm having a lot of fun with it. I got to be honest. This is making me happy. It's morphed a little bit. Now it's more collagey, I think. When I first started out, it was just like, I won't say it wasn't fun, but I hadn't got my mojo going yet, That's a true thing. Let's see. We need something with a straight edge on the bottom. That's at the top. That's at the bottom. But we only need like that much of it. Okay, and then we need to take this side off. Why is it when you only need to rip a tiny little bit of off? That's the little bit that gives you all the shit. No, I don't want to. I guess we only need that much right there. We'll use the other part somewhere else. But it's been fun doing this. With my thin skin being in the military, probably would have broke me as a human being. Little Debbie brownie's nice. Uh-oh, yeah, be careful with that. You can't. About half the time it's fabulous, and the rest of the time it's like, ha, you fucked it up. I feel like it's openly mocking me, you know? Like, son of a biscuit. When did the paper get so sassy, you know? Like, right through all the things you want on the paper. Even though you started tearing in the right way. That's why sometimes even when I feel like tearing, you see me switch to the cutter or the scissors because the paper just will not cooperate. Oh, I like Dove chocolate, actually. I don't think it's the greatest candy ever made, but it's a good size. The little Dove bars, you know, with the little ones like that, I think they're a really good size. So this is how I used to eat candy, and this is not the case anymore. But I'm going to go back to it, and that's why I'm saying this. I used to get... hold on. Like a bag of candy. Let's just say a bag of Dove chocolates. Because, let's use this side over here. That's nice. That edge is too straight, though. Okay, yeah. And I would put it in the fridge. And I would decide, you know, how many I could have. Because I could have a couple at lunch and a couple at dinner, or one and one, depending on the size. Oh, Sandy just ate an entire bag of conversation hearts. So let's say it's the Dove candies. Let's say I look at the serving size and it said 2 is a serving. I don't know what it actually is, but we're just going with the general. So I would take out 2 when I made my lunch and let them thaw out because I don't like really hard chocolate. Hey, Roseanne, how you doing? So I would take out 2 when I made my lunch and when I ate it, and then a little while after my lunch, like maybe half an hour, because I really like to have something sweet after I have a meal. And if I don't do it, I'm more liable to binge, you know, just to eat a whole box of zebra cakes or something terrible like that, you know. And I've been known to do it. That is the honest truth. So I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to just buy a box of, and then I'll have to hide them from the grandkids while they're here, because Buggy is the biggest candy thief there ever was. He does not care. Because he's the youngest and he thinks he's entitled to everything. And then just stand there and lie right to your face. Oh. But if I do it that way, then I don't like binge like I have been. Because I actually still have some of those lava hearts. I've 6 of them, it says, is a serving. So I've been not having, okay, I had a few days where I had more than 6 over time. Over time. But I've been kind of pacing myself, you know. Because I can be very, very bad about it. I have eaten an entire box of zebra cakes in one day. There's only 8 of them in there, and they're not that big, but still. When you say I ate a whole box of something, it just sounds bad. But that's the only candy for myself I'll keep in the house. So how you doing, Miss Roseanne? Well, I'll put out 6 and I'll eat 3, and then I'll eat 3 later. I wouldn't eat 6 all at once, like in a row. That's a lot. But it's easy to kind of graze on them all day long. It really is. Truly it is. Okay, if we cut a straight line on that, that could be a thing. Okay. Yep, let's do that. I'm liking it. Okay, now I just want a thin strip of this. Uh-oh. It's more than one way to fix something. Oh, I love peanut M&Ms are my favorite. Just got back from the airport. Yay! Oh, powdered donuts is definitely a weakness. Ooh, those are a little bitter for me. I can eat a few of those, but I couldn't sit down and just like shove my face full of them. Okay, where'd the French lady go? I've lost the French lady. Hold the phone. I gotta find the French lady. I'm ready for the French lady. Oh, there she is. The French lady on her little bicycle. I want the whole thing, but not the side. I'm gonna go ahead and rip that side a little better. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. Was he like wired man. You'd have to peel me off the ceiling. But also they're a little bit bitter, you know? Some people are into that though. I could eat a couple, but I couldn't eat I think it would take me 6 months to eat a quarter pound of them. Good Lord. You must have an iron constitution. So I was thinking about it while I'm sitting here gluing this stuff down. I am walking this mile around this loop. He was spazzing like a crack addict. settling down from the drive. Well, yeah, between truckers and the freeway road deer and skunks. Do you? One time when I worked in Death Valley, we went out for inventory at Scotty's Castle, and they took an employee van up there full of people. And the poor guy driving it, he was the nicest guy ever. He had a little golf cart that he rode around the property, and it was with Tweety Bird on it and stuff. And so we called him Tweety Bird. Nicest guy you ever met. On the way back from Scotty's Castle in the dark, in the middle of Death Valley, I swear to God, suicidal rabbits. He must have hit 25, and he was trying not to hit them. We're like running. He was traumatized by the time we got back. He was the toilet paper guy. Where's Mike? Oh my God. Yeah. It was like they were suicidal that night. Just bunnies everywhere. Leaping in front of the... And at first they were making jokes about it and stuff. But then everybody realized it was genuinely upsetting him. So they're trying to tell him, it's not your fault. You did not make the bunny suicidal, I got to go through my book pages and find a few more book pages to add to this. I love putting book pages in here. Okay, that's a little too same. Nope, not yet. Love that. Okay, and I'm going to tear that part off right there. So let's put a piece down here, and then we'll put that in the middle. Okay, so we need... Maybe we'll put a... No, because it's not... Well, yeah, we need a longer piece. Longer piece. How about some paper bag? Paper bag should do it, right? We got to cut a straight edge onto it, though. So we just need... Yeah. So just like that. I think that's good. Let's see. You had a bad habit of hitting possums? Yeah. But he felt so bad. Like he would have hurt a fly. He was that nice of a guy. Cracked the front bumper. Oh boy. Was the cow hurt at all, or was he just like, moo? Okay. I like our collage roll sessions. Okay, we got more. We always get more glue than we need, but here we go.
All you could see was the fog, and then bam, it was a Holstein. Oh no, ran through a hedge. Those are things later where the farmer's like, "What do you think happened here?" I don't know. But I could also imagine just a totally pulsed cow going, looking at you and going, "Moo," and they're just wandering off. Dude, dude. Okay, now it can't get any shorter. Now we're getting. Oh my god, it's a balancing game. Are you guys sick of this yet? Because I got a little more in me. If you guys are game, I'm game to go a little bit longer. I'm having a good time. I like to watch videos of goats playing. I haven't watched any in a while. You ever watch videos of goats playing on stuff? They're literally like just having a good old time. Okay, so let's glue up this whole edge. A little bit over here. I've seen them people like set up like springboards for them where they can run up a little metal thing and then they leap off at the end. It's like watching little kids play, because they're so fun. They keep a licking and keep on taking, right? Those are hardy animals right there. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have going on? We do have the fake Fab 4 over here. We have some of our 60s people that we have not added in today. Oh, Toyota Crucell. Okay. I think that it's overkill right here. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we should just put it. Maybe we should just do it. Don't think about it, Amy. Just glue that shit down. If you overthink it, you're not having fun. No overthinking. Okay, we're going to need a little more up here, though. I have never seen baby goats in pajamas, but now I know what I'm searching for later. Okay. Okay. We're adding a big old dog. He looks very proud.
go ahead and put him over that way. Like that. They probably put some dents in that. Yeah, a little bit, right? Kind of does remind you of the Egyptian statues. Anubis, maybe? Ooh, we got to make a dog-headed man. That could be super fun. Okay, so let's see. We need a piece with a bottom edge. I think that's good. Do 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 do. Gin City. Turkeys are fun until they make that gobble noise. I know a guy who could make that noise, and he would like sidle up behind you, scare the bejesus out of you. Sounded like a real turkey. We started calling him a jive turkey. They were roosting on top of his RV. Chickens can be terrifying, though. Sometimes they're cute, and sometimes they're a little terrifying. Just a wee little bit. All right, what do I want there? Oh, let's work this in. I think that's nice. But let's tear it in half. Let's just use half of it. And I think we'll do it under so we don't cover up the poor little doggy's snout. He's very, very regal over there. So let's just slide that right under there. Okay. Gooses scare the crap out of me. They will chase you. Yeah, I've heard they're territorial. You like turkey slices? Same, Rose. Same. Yeah. Gooses, a large group of geese. Oh, no, thank you. That's a nopety nope for me. Okay, let's see if we cut a straight edge on this, if we can use it for the bottom there. Sparkly red paper. Wrong side. Okay, we'll have to fill a little, but that's okay too. I like to fill the spaces. Okay. Now we can fill it with this thing from earlier. There we go. No piece left unused. Except the ones we don't like. Yeah, they do. No, it's little. My brother and I went to the beach. And they're territorial a little bit too, but geese come to expect food from people, and they can go like bananas crazy on your ass. That's all I'm saying. Bananas crazy, man. Okay, an hour and a half. I think that's good. Should we look at what we did? Should we see what kind of progress we had? Let me get the trash in the trash, and the pieces we're still going to use back in the bucket. I finally took out my trash, man. I've been putting it off and putting it off. I put the trash in and it would slide back out, that kind of deal. Okay. There we go. We've got more or less a straight edge there. Oh, here's some more pieces under here. Trash. Oh, and then I can show you the stuff I got at Hobby Snobby. I forgot about it yesterday. Okay. So let's see. Okay, this is where, oh, nope. Further than that. I think we started here. I think this was already done because that was already in there. So this was our first panel today. And then we'll have to look at the back. We've got our Barbarians of High Tea. Old school typewriter. Hold on, let me grab that glue stick. Okay. We did quite a bit. I think it's getting a little more collagey as we go along. And then let's see about... Well, that's kind of fun. I didn't even know that was... See? Sometimes you look at the back and you're like, hey! A lot of words on that side. So this is right around where we started, right in here. I think, yeah, right here. So that's where we're at that way. It's different, but not ugly, I have to say. I was worried it would be hideous back there. You know, because we're really only focusing on the front side. That's not too bad, though, I don't think. So, ta-da! Yay for us. I know, right? So much variety of stuff. I think we may only be able to do this for 4 months. We may have to stop in April. Look at how chunky that's getting. Regardless of all the size variation. Although it would be fun to go till June and just see how much we have. Like, we definitely have size issues. We got some really tall stuff, some really short stuff. Not a terrible thing. Gotta have fun with it, right? But now that I've loosened up a little bit, I feel pretty good about where it's going. I like what we're using. Thank you, Roseanne. Nice, Carla. Carla, terrifying people with seagulls and other birds. Yep, I bought some Nomies. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. This may wind up on the collage roll, honestly. You know, it's only 69 cents a roll. If I color the other side some way or stencil on it. But then look at these. I couldn't help myself. I know I don't need Christmas Nomies right now. But I had a moment in the Hobby Snobby. And I had to have it. Because, you know, Christmas will roll around and you won't be able to find this for nothing. And then I have that paper pack I bought from Mixed Media Minnesota, where the person who won it traded that in for piles of my paper. Like, I'd rather have your paper, so I kept it. I don't know if you remember from last year's, not this past year, but the year before, the 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. Well, I thought this would be good with that. But if you want to know the real truth, I bought this for this trim right here. It was only $4.99, which isn't bad, all things considered. The ones you buy at Michael's are $10 for them. But I love this one. And look at that. That's fun. So some of it will go in my personal journal. I'm trying to get this little... Look at that. And there's this stuff. So there's just a fun collection of thingies in here. But yeah, this is the one. There's a couple pieces of it in here, I think. I think there's another piece. I bought it for that, if you have to know. But I did think it would be good for that nature journal. That would scan great and make great sticker paper. Which would? The Nomies? It was in the back by all the trim in the fabric section, Amber. So like where the bolts of fabric are, it was very near that. It was hanging on one of the end caps where the rolls of ribbon are. And I've never seen it before. But hopefully they'll have more in. Because I love the $10 ones from Michael's, but they're $10. This is half that. And the pieces aren't necessarily as long, but there's a greater variety, I think. I'm looking at it in here. Like, look at that. It's got like silver stitching down the middle of this. This is good for the edge of like in my personal journal. I love this kind of stuff, you know. And then there's some really thin pieces. So if you wanted to make some kind of tassel, there's a lot to work with in here. And I've just made a big tangled mess out of that. You know, yeah, it would make a good sticker paper. They're so cute. I can't help it. So I bought that. And then I rarely buy Tim Holtzy stuff because it's not that I don't like Tim Holtz. Don't get me wrong. I'm not on the L's train of I hate Tim Holtz. But a lot of people use it. So you see a lot of stuff that looks same. I've never seen these before, but I'm sure people are using them. This is the first time I've seen them in Armichael's. They're these window frames. And I thought maybe for the serial killer book or the creepy collages, like we could put some pictures in there. I just thought it would be really, look at that. Like, you guys are probably like, we've been seeing these for 5 years. Where have you been? And it was $6.49. And then look at that. We could make eyeball windows somewhere on a haunted house. So we were just in there on, it was 3 days ago. It wasn't today. It wasn't yesterday. It was Monday. What? I think it was Monday. No, Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. So what do you think? Serial killer journal maybe for a couple of them? Like, I think that might be fun in the serial killer journal. And then definitely creepy collage for a few of them, right? Or save them for, or do like a haunted house creepy book and then have window. I think that'll be so fun. I think we have to save these for the haunted. This has to be eyeball windows somewhere. I swear to you, it must be. There's no way I can pass up that opportunity. But I was thinking maybe these two for the serial killer journal, because those are kind of traditional. And I think the rest of them maybe for creepy collage. Do you guys? So if you are wanting to look it up, let's see. It says window frames, baseboards, window frames. There's 10 pieces in there. The number here is TH94248. And the barcode number is 04061 942484. So I couldn't pass them up. I went back to the aisle twice and I'm finally like, you know what? Just buy it. Just buy the freaking windows, Amy. You're going to be 6 months from now going, I should have bought those windows. I know, right? We'll have to look up the house and see if we can't come up with something on our own. There's got to be a way to do it. But so if you guys are looking for any of that, and this is from also Hobby Snobby, it's the Ribbon Boutique. Approximately 1 yard, 30 pieces. So, and it looks like there's two of most of them. So you could get 2 applications if you were like making 2 tassels or whatever. There's a little bit of eyelash trim. There's some gossamer stuff. This doesn't have a barcode thing on it, but the number for this is 2117-232. I don't know if that makes any difference, but I've at least tried. So, hooray. You call it the Devil House? I had a copy of the Amityville Horror and I loaned it out to somebody. It was a paperback copy. And I wanted it back so bad because I wanted the picture off the cover to use for a collage, You know how I do. And I keep looking for one at the thrift store, but I haven't found one yet. I may have to break down and go on a paperback swap and see if they have any copies. But I want like the original cover on the mass market paperback. Love the Amityville Horror. They've debunked it now. Like they were just in debt and stuff. But it is a wonderful, a haunted, creepy house story. If when you really get down to it, whether it was true or not, they did a good job with the story because it has lasted for decades now. People still talk about that. And then my cute gnomies. So yeah, this is me. Let's murder things, but look, gnomes. All right, so now we've been on for an hour and 41 minutes. So we're going to call it a night. I will be on tomorrow again at about 8:15 after Rosemary. I did not make it into Rosemary's live tonight, you guys, until the very, very end. I had a phone call earlier, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Woohoo. And then I went to the bathroom and I came out and Els had stuff to say. So I've talked for like 4.5 hours today, plus this live. I have been a babbling bitch, I gotta tell you. But I had a good time. Good conversations were had all the way around. So yay for good conversation. That's going to go in my 365 thankful book for today. You can bet on that. So I'm going to finish my tea, have a little snacky, and get myself out to Garagelandia and flip some papers and stuff. So however you guys are spending your days and nights, I hope it brings you great joy and happiness. Each and every one of you absolutely deserves it. Thank you for the thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways. If you gave me the finger, any finger, during the live, I appreciate it. Until I see you in one of my lives or in a box somewhere, I wish you the happiest of crafting. Excuse me. Bright blessings and hugs and hisses to you all. Bye, 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 bye. Good night, Janice and Roseanne and Carla and Christine, if you're still here, and Betty and Susan, who are probably sleeping, and anybody I may have forgotten, because I have a memory like a sieve. That is going to be the end. Good night, ladies. The end.